welcome back to AF9 Deep Truth Files. They call me Ancient. Now today, we're going to drop the first video is a Billy Carson video that he's just talking about consciousness, atoms, universe. It's a masterclass. And I'm telling you, when you walk away from this video, you're going to have a perspective, a different perspective, more than likely tick certain boxes that you've been asking questions about and stuff like that. Kick it off. Look at this.
This suit is conscious. Everything is conscious because they're all made of atoms. And all we are ourselves are a stack of conscious atoms observing ourselves right now. You see? And so it gets really deep, man. I can go deeper and deeper, but it's pretty powerful stuff.
Keep going. Keep going.
So the benefit of knowing this, imagine teaching your kids that everything that exists is conscious. A rock, a blade of grass, your clothing, even your book bag is aware. It's conscious. Imagine teaching them how to respect conscious things, the level of respect they will have for their personal items, their bike.
Okay, we're going to jump back in the video and start off from it. So that was in the middle of the video, so you get a kind of understanding what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be looking into.
Which is imbued into it.
Let's go there now, and let's start this back over and start from the top. Kick it off.
Now you're training your kid to be, a super.
I know what to say to that.
It's massive. We're a walking universal library. We are the way for the universe to figure out and explore the third dimension and understand what it's like to be and live in the third dimension as every individual living thing. And we're all connected through this quantum entanglement. Every single thing that exists is all connected, still connected. Space is an illusion. Distance is an illusion. Separation is all an illusion.
What do you mean it's an illusion?
We appear to be sitting in two separate chairs with a space in between us.
Mm-hmm.
But we're all atoms on an energetic grid that's connected and has always been connected. So the space in between us appears to be a distance, but if you go on the quantum level, you discover that we're both local. We're still in the same position, which is the original position. This entire universe is made up of a complete holography. We're living in a fractal holographic matrix, a matrix of light. And it doesn't take away from there being a creator, because what I'm telling you about is the method used of this to make this creation. The method is a fractal holographic matrix, a matrix of light. Quantum physicists will tell you that a human being exists both as a wave of light and also solid matter. And they got the first image of a wave converting into solid matter on a special type of camera. This is in physics.org. So in wave particle duality, they discovered that everything in the entire universe exists first as waves of light until a conscious observer interacts with it, and then it collapses. This is hard to wrap your mind around, but imagine this. We're sitting here. Your house, it exists as a wave of potentials, not your house. It's a wave of light. Now, the construction technique of the stacking of those atoms that built your house has a specific resonant frequency, so no matter who looks at it, it always collapses into the same exact shape. But if nobody's looking, it's just a wave of potentials. Until you see it, when you bend the corner, it collapses back into a solid structure. This is now well-known, proven science due to the double slit experiment. If you look that up, you'll find out they took a microscopic box, they put a little gun inside that can shoot individual electrons through slits inside the box to hit the back wall. So the two slits here, and they want these particles to hit the back wall to see if it was going to make a digital imprint on the back wall. Well, when they did this, when they looked, it was waves. So they said, wait a minute, how can there be a wave pattern on the back wall? We shot individual single electrons through the slits. This should be dot, 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 dot. I said, we got to look at this and see what's going on. So they put a camera in the box to see what was happening. When they looked, just looking, all of a sudden the electron said, oh, you're looking at me? Okay, I'm going to go back to being solid matter now. Dot, 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 dot. Took the camera away, waves. Put the camera back, dot, 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 dot. Oh, electrons are coming.
So that shows awareness. They're conscious and they're aware of exactly what's going on because we're all connected. It's just like, you know, that old thing where they said, if no one is around, if a tree falls in a forest and no one is around, does the tree make a noise?
Conscious. They are aware that they're being observed. And electrons orbit every atom in the universe, which means every atom is conscious. That means you think that you're sitting in a chair that's just made by man. We didn't make this chair. We stacked atoms. We stacked conscious atoms in a format that allowed us to sit on them. Everything is conscious. This chair is conscious. This suit is conscious. Everything is conscious because they're all made of atoms. And all we are ourselves are a stack of conscious atoms observing ourselves right now. You see? And so it gets really deep, man. I can go deeper and deeper, but it's pretty powerful stuff.
Keep going. Keep going.
So the benefit of knowing this, imagine teaching your kids that everything that exists is conscious. A rock, a blade of grass, your clothing, even your book bag is aware. It's conscious. Imagine teaching them how to respect conscious things, the level of respect they will have for their personal items, their bike, their clothing, their book bag, their schoolwork, understanding and knowing that everything that they interact with, everything they touch.
And you know what's happening? All of this is ancient knowledge. There was a time when we knew all of this. This was basic knowledge to the average man. We knew everything. And then this knowledge went missing. And now it seems like it's occultic, it's hidden, it's a masterclass teaching and stuff like that. We all knew because even in Jamaica, there's a thing called with Rastas, they say I and I, because I am you, you are me, you're a different, we're still a part of this one singularity consciousness that you're just a different expression of it. So me killing you, arguing with you, is just me arguing with another aspect of me. We're still a part of the same consciousness, just going through multiple different experiences and evolving at the same time and at different pace as well.
Or see has a level of consciousness imbued into it. Now you're training your kid to be a super conscious person that understands, like, treat everything that exists, no matter whether we think man-made it or it's natural, with respect and dignity. That's the depth of understanding that people need to get to. And when we can get to that level of understanding, wow.
So if we're all, in which we are, I do understand, if we're all stacked atoms,
yeah.
Stacked conscious atoms,
yep.
What holds us together?
Electromagnetic forces. That's what holds us together. You don't touch anything. So I may look like I'm touching this chair right now, right? I'm not actually touching the chair. You actually never touch anything. The repulsion of the electromagnetic frequency orbiting the electrons and atoms in my hand are repelling the ones inside the chair, creating a repulsive force, not allowing my hand to pass through the chair, because honestly, atoms are 99.999% empty space. And so what that means is atoms are mostly empty. There's nothing there. The only thing we have is these electromagnetic fields that give us the illusion of separation and solidity. And so if I can obtain the atomic frequency of the vibration of the atoms in this chair and make my hand match that frequency, I would pass my hand right through the chair like it didn't even exist. So there's probably beings, maybe on other planets or maybe even here now.
How many times have you heard it over and over when people say, anything that you want to achieve in life, you got to match the frequency and the vibration and you will achieve it. Same thing he just said right there. If you want to phase through an inanimate object, learn to match the frequency. Now it sounds like, oh my gosh, bro, are you talking something from a comic book? You're watching too much animes or too much movies or something like that. What the hell do you mean? We knew this because we've lost it. Now it seems blasé and sounds like when you say these things, people are wondering like, what the hell is going on? But these things are fact, undeniable truth.
Now that have learned this technique, we're going to match the frequency of this wall and just walk right through. Imagine the military puts on a special suit that can match the frequency of a solid concrete wall and walk right through the wall. It's going to look like magic, but it's just technology. You see, they understand how to match frequencies. If I took all 8 billion people on Earth and took away the empty space in their atoms, I can fit every human being into one sugar cube. There's nothing here. We're not even here. That's how it's really our higher selves. See, our consciousness doesn't exist. It's not created by the brain, I should say. It exists, but it's not created by the brain. It exists in a higher dimension. It's here in the third dimension now because it's inhabiting this avatar body, but it's coming in on a screen, on a beam of light, on an invisible beam. It's inhabiting this avatar body. If you understand that Your body doesn't create the consciousness, it downloads it. And what downloads it into your body? You have your neurocorrelates of consciousness, which are 3 giant neurons that wrap around the inside of the skull like a giant crown of thorns. Sound familiar?
The giant crown of thorns, when he said sounds familiar, remember they put that on Christ's head when he was dying, and Christ represents consciousness. Jesus Christ. Christ is not his last name. It's consciousness. That's what they're talking about. That was the death of consciousness.
Everyone walks around with a crown of thorns in their head right now.
Yeah,
and then you have your neocortex in the front, which is for spatial and higher reasoning. And then you have your magnetite crystals. And so those 3 things together harness and hold in the frequency that is you, that is saying, this is who I am. And it allows you to inhabit temporally, this avatar body until this avatar body gives out and ceases to operate and exist because of entropy, and releases that spirit energy back into the source, where it will then be recycled once again somewhere else. And so this, the understanding of this is just so powerful, because you got to understand that you are already eternal. We're already eternal beings. When you talk to yourself, you're talking to your higher self from a higher dimension. You're speaking to yourself in another.
And that's the lie when they said this, they package it and give us in religion. When they said, oh, the gift of God is eternal life. Bro, we're already eternal. Even if you want to go to heaven or hell, you're still going as an eternal being. You already immortal. It's not something you're going to achieve. That's who you are. This, what we're in, is just really very high advanced technology. It's a meat suit. And when this meat suit decays, the true you, who you never know the name of, not right now, you don't know who you really are. The name that the avatar has got a name, but you don't know what is the essence inside of you, your soul, the spirit, the car, what you want to call it, whatever name you want to call it. You don't know what your actual identity is.
Realm. We are all supernatural, eternal beings. A lot of people are trying to fight to become eternal, but we already are eternal. We've already been here for eons and eons. There could be people that you know that look like kids that are ancient. And there also can be people that are older people that are newborn babies. Spiritually, could be their first time arriving here in this energy format.
You're talking about old souls.
Old souls, right. Exactly. Old souls. There could be a kid that could be ancient, could be eons old. And there could be a lady that could be 70, that could be brand new. First cycle here. First time operating in this energy, in this spiritual energy, in this dimension. So it's a lot to grasp. I know I threw a lot at you at once, but it's such a huge story. I think it's really amazing. For me, it makes me feel more incredible. I feel like I'm part of something super massive and big. I don't think it makes me feel small at all. I feel like because everything is connected, that everything is me and everything is you. If I'm talking to you, I'm really talking to myself. There's only one consciousness that exists.
Well, that was actually a question I wanted to ask you. Do you think that we share consciousness?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Well, then, if we share consciousness, why is there good and evil?
Yeah, asking why is there good and evil. That was the end of that video. But it's because it's the same singular consciousness experiencing different things. Now, good and evil, perspective, life and death, that doesn't really exist. The end of the avatar exists. Yes, this body will decay, and then you move on. What if you want to look at it even in religion, even when the body ends, you move on. They say in religion, then you move on to get judged, and then you know if you go in heaven, hell, purgatory, wherever, spirituality, you move on to different dimensions. You still move on. You still keep it moving. It is what it is.
So right off the bat, understand that what you desire already exists. Once an outcome enters your awareness, it means you're already energetically connected to it. Entanglement isn't about getting, it's about matching resonance. You become entangled with timelines you emotionally, vibrationally, and mentally align with. With that being said, you are literally quantum entangled with millions of realities through your emotions. Your emotions go beyond the physical senses. But with that being said, when you visualize new things or when you have energetic signals, your emotions is what makes these things feel real because they literally are real in the quantum field. You wouldn't be able to have that energetic signal to that thing if it wasn't real in the quantum field. So with that being said, you are quantum entangled with multiple realities through your emotions. It's just about choosing which reality you want to align with through your emotions and maintain that vibrational frequency daily. But here are the steps. Number 1, identify the outcome's frequency. Number 2, become that frequency. And number 3, stay in resonance long enough for the shift to stabilize. So all you literally have to do is maintain that vibrational frequency throughout the day. And understand that what you feel, the energetic signal that was sent to you, it's very much real. It's not something to just play around with like, oh, this might happen. No, it's real. And the fact that you are feeling these feelings is a direct link to the fact that it's real in the quantum field. You just gotta maintain your vibrational frequency and stay in emotional alignment. Now get out there and show them how it's done, fam. And this is exactly how quantum entanglement applies to your goals and your desires. If you actually plan on utilizing this information, type in the comments, my shift is successful. And I also made an entire ebook bundle for the ones that want to dive deeper into this information. This bundle is geared towards giving you all the internal groundwork you need to start embodying your most successful self, all while understanding how parallel realities work and how to shift into them. The bundle comes with 5 ebooks in total, so I know for a fact it'll definitely help you. The link is in my bio. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I also hope you enjoy your purchase. Don't forget to leave a like and a follow for more life-changing content.
Yeah, we're gonna go more into some videos on quantum entanglement. Some people call it like soul ties, but it is what it is.
This took DNA from a man's cheek, isolated it, and put it in another room. Then they kept on flashing him images that would provide any form of an emotional charge. And guess what would happen? The DNA would react instantly, with absolutely no delay. And this was also measured on an atomic clock, even when they moved 350 miles away without the dude even knowing that they were still doing the experiment. So if your DNA is responding to emotion, no matter the distance, what does that say about the DNA that you've exchanged with anybody in your life? Romantic relationships or blood relationships, it's all imprints. And no, this isn't about shame, this is about residue. You don't just carry memories, you also carry frequencies. This is quantum entanglement.
You heard what he said about the guy with the DNA. That's what it's like, you got to be careful about people, what you go around and what you leave around these people, because you become entangled, you become attached to them, and you wonder how you feel the way you feel. What's going on? Remember in certain movies or things, trickery, they tell you about the hair, take a strand of your hair, and they do things with it.
Quantum entanglement is a powerful metaphor for how our brains connect. When one person feels something, the other senses it almost instantly, even if they're miles apart. You think about someone, and at that exact moment, they think about you. Like 2 entangled particles in quantum physics, separated by galaxies, yet reacting to each other in perfect sync. When we are deeply engaged with another person, a partner, a child, even a suspect, our neural networks start to sync up. Research shows that during close interaction, brain rhythms can literally align. Oscillations in the prefrontal cortex and parietal regions, responsible for attention and social perception, sync.
Like when they says like, mothers got this 6th sense. They know that when their child is in danger or something is not right. That's it. That's the entanglement. They've got that bond with that individual, so that 6th sense comes natural to them, just like that.
Synchronize. It's as if an invisible thread links 2 nervous systems, allowing them to resonate with each other. I've often noticed that at a certain point in building a profile or conducting an interview, I start feeling not just the person's words, but their inner rhythm. This isn't mysticism. It's the work of mirror neurons and predictive circuits in the brain. When I tune in to someone, my brain begins to model their thoughts and intentions, sometimes anticipating anticipating their next move before they make it. But this entanglement can be dangerous if you let it take over. Immersing myself in the world of someone who has crossed extreme lines, I feel
has to do with what quantum physicists call entangled universe. Actually, amazing information has to do with what quantum physicists call entangled universe. Actually, Einstein called it the spooky effect, where the same particle could be in two places at once because of what's called non-locality, where basically we think in terms of a straight line, point A to B in the
Where two particles are in the same place at once. Omnipresent. Consciousness in the same place at once.
universe or in space here. In reality, there's an aspect of the cosmos that is entangled, where every point in space and time is intimately connected to every other, but not at the speed of light or what have you, but instantly. It's called entanglement. Now, the ultimate entangled field or non-local field is consciousness. The father of modern quantum mechanics, Erwin Schrödinger, particle wave theory, in 1908 said, the total number of minds in the universe is one. It's a singularity. So people talk about the singularity. This is a singularity. And it has to do with the consciousness field.
So if you're on your spiritual journey, you're talking about, yes, we're conscious and higher vibration. You have to know the basics. You have to know what you're talking about.
Constantly thinking of them, not because you're going crazy, but because they're constantly sending you energy. We are not just broadcasters, we are also receivers. We think our thoughts are self-generated, but most of them are energy forms we are receiving and then reading as thought. You thinking of someone all day, every day is not random. It's you being on the receiving end of them thinking of you. That's why
that happened to loads of us, lots of time. We've been thinking about that person and then bang, the phone rings. It's them. Thinking about that person walking down the street. Go around the corner. It's them. What do you think is going on?
You think of someone and then the next day, they call you. We are all connected through this invisible fabric that unites us all. And we communicate telepathically much more than we think we do. The person who's constantly thinking of you, and therefore you're constantly thinking of them, is trying to figure out how they want to move forward with you. They don't have all their ducks in a row, and so they feel insecure about reaching out when they're not even sure what they want to offer. Remember, an Instagram response, a like, a text, none of that matters. Someone missing you does not mean that they are choosing you. Use discernment and say, God, give me eyes to see, ears to hear, and a heart full of discernment to see this person or situation clearly. One should never approach a goddess without an offering. Even though they might be thinking of you frequently, if there isn't an offering on the table, you get up from that table. This person has a kind heart, but a kind heart does not always mean commitment. You want sacred union, so do not accept anything less than that.
All right. Thank you everyone for sticking around to AF9 Deep Truth Files. One more videos we're dropping right now. We talked about like quantum entanglement and consciousness. So tell a friend to tell a friend. Check out the videos that we're dropping. We do them as often as possible. Deep Truth Files, like, comment, share. Yeah, man. And that's it. Peace. See you again next time.